Hi, Assalamualaikum and a very good day to our beloved lecturer, Dr. Sharifah Norhafiza and our fellow friends. Now we would like to present our annual report analysis which on the construction and ICT industry, YTL Corporation Berhad and REVENUE Group Berhad.
My name is Najihah, as I will present about business and economic literature review on construction industry. Construction industry is a high-hazard industry that consists of broad range of activities such as construct, design, plan, repair, and other similar works. According to Robi Dwiko Jujadi, construction industry has assumed the important role in generating wealth and improving the quality of life through the government's socio-economic policies into social and economic infrastructure and buildings. In 2010, the construction sector contributed 5% to the nation's gross domestic product, GDP. Although small in percentage terms, like the total value of 18.2 billion ringgit was actually very significant as it helped to generate huge economic linkage and create a multiplier effect on other economic sectors, including the financial, banking, insurance, transportation, and manufacturing service. As for YTL Corporation Berhad, it is an incorporated infrastructure developer with large operations in many countries. The company has been producing over 18 billion ringgit in sales, which more than 70% of the sales are coming from overseas. Next, for the corporate information of YTL Corporation Berhad. YTL Corporation Berhad is a Malaysian infrastructure multi-industry company, which was started from a small construction firm into an international infrastructure company. The founder of the company is the late Tan Sri Datuk Sri Dr. Yoh Tiong Lee and was founded in 1955. The oldest son of the late Tan Sri Datuk Dr. Francis Yoh Sok Ping became the executive chairman from 2018 until today. The company is amongst the largest companies listed on the Kuala Lumpur Stock Exchange of Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad and is a part of the FTSE Bursa Malaysia Mid-70 Index. Since 1996, YTL Corporation Berhad has also been listed on the Tokyo Stock Exchange and is the first non-Japanese exchange company to be listed on the Tokyo Exchange. The registered office or the headquarters of the company is located at 33rd floor Menara YTL 205 Jalan Bukit Bintang 5500 Kuala Lumpur. The main activities of YTL Corporation Berhad and its subsidiaries are construction, utilities, hotel operation, cement manufacturing and trading, property investment and development, management services and others, and lastly, information technology, IT and e-commerce related business. YTL Cement is the largest producer of ready-mix concrete, which supplies cement and concrete products, quarry products, and other related service to the construction sector. They also have a lot of luxury hotels that operate in different countries. Other than that, YTL Corporation has developed countless high-quality buildings such as school buildings, hospitals, national infrastructure, condominiums, and many more under property development activities. These are the Board of Directors BOD of YTL Corporation Berhad. The Executive Chairman of YTL Corporation is Tan Sri Datuk Dr. Francis Yoh Sok Ping. Datuk Yoh Sok Kin is the Managing Director. Independent Non-Executive Director is Datuk Chong Kip Tai. And lastly, Datuk Yoh Su Min and Datuk Yoh Sok Hong is the Executive Director of YTL Corporation Berhad. The top 10 principal shareholders of YTL Corporation Berhad are as follows. That's all from me. I will pass the presentation to Nur Izzati for the explanation on REVENUE Group Berhad.
Thank you, Najihah. Next, let's touch a bit on ICT industry in Malaysia. ICT in Malaysia is one of the country's largest economic industry. In Malaysia, ICT component broadly grouped under digital content development, e-learning, e-commerce, e-public services, and ICT R&D and intellectual property. The company that we chose for this industry is REVENUE Group Berhad, established in 2003 and has been in electronic payment industry for more than 17 years in Malaysia. This made them the expert in providing fully integrated payment platform for any business. This company also offers best practice services and a wide range of robust options to assist their clients' business in adapting to latest technological framework, particularly in the field of IT and business. REVENUE Group Berhad was incorporated on the 26th September of 2017. The CEO and co-founder of REVENUE Group is Eddie Enchisong, and he oversees entire strategy and corporate direction of the company. Their subsidiaries are Media Revenue Harvest and Revenue Commerce Sendirian Berhad. This company has been listed in the ACE market of Bursa Malaysia since 18th of July 2018. Their headquarters located at Kampong Business Park and registered office is at Garden South Tower, both in Kuala Lumpur. To the main activities of REVENUE Group Berhad, this company provides a single platform with multi-channel payment solutions which encompass all elements of terminals, network infrastructure, management applications to ensure client satisfaction. Their main and single platform, RevPay, enables acceptance of payment transactions across a variety of payment channels, including physical electronic data capture EDC terminals, virtual payments through e-commerce or mobile commerce channels, and QR payments. The Board of Directors of REVENUE Group Berhad is linked to improve corporate governance practices by promoting and enforce requirements laid down in the Malaysian Code of Corporate Governance. 6 Board of Directors meetings were held during the year 2020. And as you can see here, this is the list of top 5 Board of Directors in REVENUE Group Berhad. Top 10 principal shareholders of REVENUE Group Berhad are as above. Next, I will pass to Husna.
Okay, thank you Izzati. Next, I will explain the similarities and differences of MFRS between both companies. For MFRS 2 share-based payment, the similarities of both companies is there are not in common as REVENUE Group did not apply this MFRS during the financial year. The difference is YTL Corp adopt equity settled share-based payment for group's employees. On the recognition of the services rendered by their employees, they are expensed off in the SOPL as they revise its estimate of share option number that expected to vest. Meanwhile, in the annual report of REVENUE did not mention about the MFRS 2. Next is MFRS 119 Employee Benefits. The similarities between both companies is they disclose all form of consideration given by the company in exchange for service rendered by the employees. Besides, both companies disclose short-term employee benefits and post-employment benefits, which include 2 types of employee benefits in MFRS 119. Now we go for details. For short-term benefits, YTL disclose wages, salary, social security contribution, non-monetary benefits, bonuses, paid annual leave and paid sick leave as expenses when group and companies employees rendered their services. For this recognition can be found in the notes number 2E1 in AR 2020. Meanwhile, for REVENUE, the company recognized all items the same as YTL except paid annual leave and paid sick leave. Now we go for post-employment benefits. YTL has 2 benefit plans, which are defined contribution plan and defined benefit plan. Meanwhile, REVENUE only has defined contribution plan. They are to be charged in SOPL when incurred. Besides, YTL recognized remeasurement gain on loss in OCI and past service costs in SOPL. REVENUE Group contributed to state pension scheme, which is EPF.
Thank you, Nur Husna Fikhriyah.
Now, I will proceed our presentation with MFRS 9 Financial Instruments, the Recognitions and Measurement.
The objective for this standard is to recognize the financial liability and financial asset that will be present to the user of financial statement. The similarities that YTL and Revenue Group Berhad have is both companies has disclosed clearly their financial liability and financial asset for amortized cost, subsequently measured by using effective rate interest method. We proceed to the differences that arise in the companies. For YTL Corporation, they measured their financial asset by using number 1, amortized cost, number 2, fair value through other comprehensive income, number 3, fair value through profit or loss, while their financial liability, all the financial liability will be measured at amortized cost. As said, held for trading. Why? Because held for trading will be measured at fair value through profit or loss. For the revenue group, financial asset will be measured in amortized cost. This according to the annual report for the year 2020. It steps goes to financial liability. We go to the MFRS 132 financial instrument presentation. The objective of this standard is to establish the principles that represent the financial instruments in terms of liability or equity and to offset the financial asset and financial liability. This standard has applied to the classifications of related interest, dividend, gain and losses. The similarities in both companies has disclosed that they are offset their financial liability and financial asset in their annual report, and the amount is represented in the statement of financial position. So, for the differences, YTL Corporation has disclosed their gain and losses and also dividend in statements profit or loss, but revenue is not mentioned clearly about their gain and losses and also their dividends. So, this is the example of YTL Corporations disclosed in their annual report. MFRS 7 Financial Instruments Disclosure. The purpose of this standard is to identify the risks which arise at the end of reporting period, and this is to know how the company manage the risk. The similarities, both companies have the similar risks, which are number 1, the interest rate risk, number 2, credit risk, number 3, the foreign currency exchange risk, and number 4, liquidity risk. So, as for the differences, YTL Corporation has disclosed in their annual report about full commodity risk, which used in derivative instruments. For the revenue group, there is no business related to the all full. So, I will pass my presentation to Husna.
Okay, now MFRS 15 revenue. Both companies stated this MFRS in the notes to PPE and stated the adoption and amendment to MFRS. The difference between both companies are their items for revenue. YTL has many items as their revenue based on MFRS 15, which are construction contracts. They are to be measured at fixed transaction price under the agreement. Besides that, hotel operations, this revenue will occur in the duration of tenants' use on straight line basis. Meanwhile, for revenue, the nature of their business is different from YTL. So, they are in the sales of goods, sales of airtime and rendering for services. They are to be recognized once the product or services have been received by customers.
Thank you, Husna. Now we proceed to the last standard for this semester, which is MFRS 1/6 leases. The objective of this standard is to ensure the lessee and lessor provide relevant information for those transactions. The similarities for both companies is both companies disclose in their annual report that they adopt MFRS 1/6 on 1st of July 2019 to replace MFRS 1/17. For the differences, we can can see that both companies have different impacts towards their statements of financial position. This is because of some other items need to be reclassified under the right of use asset or lease liability. That's all for me. I will pass my presentation to Farhana.
Now, I'll present the voluntary disclosure, which consists of corporate social responsibility, environmental issues, climate change, and risk reporting. For corporate social responsibility in YTL Corporation, they have provided free smartphones using gas network to low-income families who does not even have a device to provide their children during learn from home. They also collaborate with joint venture subcontractors and consultants to raise funds in order to give to the B40 group by distributing funds, groceries, and thousands of face masks. They also donated 1 million to Tabung COVID-19 by YTL Foundation. As for revenue, they provided hospitalization and surgical insurance coverage and other medical benefits to the employees. They also have organized a badminton tournament for the employees in order to promote work-life balance and good health. And they also have organized a rapid donation drive internally to raise funds among the employees for 2 charitable organizations. As for the environmental issues under YTL Corporation, they have concern of biodiversity. For example, they have saved 30,262 turtle eggs from 140 nests in Tanjung Jaru Resort. They also have increased the use of waste as alternative fuels with energy use by 7% and waste generated fell by 23% over the same period. They have reducing 2% water consumption and increased 6% of recycled water. They also taken initiative to reduce the usage of plastic, such as switching from polystyrene to compostable food containers, distributing reusable water bottles and lunch boxes to the employees. And they also have organizing plastic-free campaign by making coastal cleanup events at Tahu Tiga Beach, collaborated with Tanjung Jaru Resort and Lang Tengah Turtle Watch. Wessex Water also producing operational waste plastic, water cycle plastic and plastic water bottles, which could be bought by customers in order to reduce the usage of plastic. For the revenue growth, the growth rate of the gross domestic product by Bank Negara Malaysia to be between -3.5% to -5.5% in 2022 due to the unprecedented length of movement control order during pandemic COVID-19. They also taken an initiative to put up the signage and the slogans and message to save water in order to educate the employees to conserve the water. The company also implements a reduce, reuse and recycle program in the office by reducing printing and photocopy, double-sided printing and waste segregation, such as plastic and cans can be recycled. As for the climate change made by the YTL Corporation, they take initiative by reducing tons of carbon dioxide that was released from their transportation arm, Express Rail Link. They also have reduced greenhouse gas emission in this business by 4% through energy efficiency and renewable energy towards a low carbon economy. They also take initiative to adapt to climate change by planting the trees. The trees planted will sequester 185,550 kilograms of carbon dioxide and release more oxygen to balance the ecosystem. As for the revenue group, they do not implement any adaptation of climate change due to the nature of the business, which is e-payment industry. For the mitigation or risk reporting of YTL Corporation under foreign exchange risk, they have entered into forward foreign currency exchange contracts to limit its exposure on foreign currency receivable and payables. As for the liquidity risk, they have placing such excess fund on short-term maturities to match its cash flow needs in order to maintain a balance between continuity of funding and flexibility through the use of standby credit facilities. As for the price risk, they use a fuel commodity price risk to enter into a fuel oil swap to hedge against price fluctuation arising from the purchase of oil and natural gas to pay a fixed price and receive a variable price index to benchmark fuel price index. As for the interest rate risk, they manage their cash flow interest rate risk by using a mix of fixed and variable rate debts. As for the credit risk, in the group's power generation business in Malaysia, the counterparty risk is considered to be minimal. For the group's water and sewerage business, the credit risk of receivable is mitigated through strict collection procedures. The mitigation or risk reporting in Revenue Group under foreign exchange risk, they have to monitor its exposure to a foreign currency movement on a regular basis in order to mitigate for the management to utilize financial instrument to hedge its currency exposure. As for the price risk, they expose to equity price risk arising from its investment in quoted instruments. The carrying amount of long-term floating rate loans and borrowings approximate their fair value as loans will be repriced to market interest rate. And for the credit risk, they have adopted a policy of only dealing with creditworthy counterparties and will deposit with banks and financial institutions with a good credit rating. In liquidity risk, they have gone through internally generated cash flows and minimize liquidity risk by keeping committed credit lines available. Last but not least, in interest rate risk, they manage the interest rate risk by placing them at the most competitive and favorable interest rates in the market.
Thank you, Fatin. To sum up, we can see that both companies disclosed most of the applications of MFRS except for MFRS 2 share-based payment excluded by Revenue Group Berhad. This means that the company may not have share-based payment transaction during the year, while for other MFRS, they have different measurement and recognition. And as for voluntary disclosure, both companies exposed some good areas that may help the investors to make better capital allocation decisions and decrease the cost of capital for businesses, which benefits all investors, companies, and the economy. That's all from us. Thank you.